Hey guys, in today's video, I want to talk about the time we almost lost our Husky, Kora. We had just adopted her 2 months prior to this event, so the thought of almost letting her die still horrifies me to this day. She had to go through all the painful symptoms and procedures, all because of this simple tennis ball she found at a dog park. I am sharing this story in hopes to raise awareness and prevent same situations from happening to any dogs out there. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and share with others who also have fur babies. Without further ado, let's talk about the details. So on that day, we were at the dog park. I remember it was snowing. The park is pretty big and I was pretty far away from Kora. I caught her chewing on a tennis ball, so I ran to her, took away the ball, but she had already destroyed it. So I just threw it away and we all went home. That's all that happened. Nothing else. She was still fine. So a day or couple days later, she started vomiting. And Zorro, as a puppy, had sometimes vomited when he ate grass or something else he wasn't supposed to eat. We thought Kora did the same thing and decided to just monitor her for a little bit. But then she stopped eating. Eventually, we found pieces of the tennis ball in her puke. That's when we decided to take her into the vet. At that point, she couldn't even drink water and was very dehydrated. So they had her on an IV and they ran an x-ray and found a piece of tennis ball in her intestines and told us that it needed to be removed as soon as possible. So of course we decided to go ahead and get the surgery done. They actually later told us, after they found out exactly what was happening, that she would not have survived if we had waited for another day. So Kora stayed at the hospital that night and waited for the surgery first thing in the morning. I remember her being so weak in her arms on the way from the vet to the overnight hospital. I felt so guilty for not catching her before she ate the tennis ball, and also resentful to whoever decided to just leave the ball at the park. So the next morning, I picked her up from the hospital, went back to the vet for her procedure. I think the surgery took about a couple hours, but the wait felt forever. The call I got from the doctor after the surgery was done was even more horrifying. So basically, the piece of the tennis ball they found on the x-ray had a thread attached to it, and it ran all the way to her stomach, which on the other side was also attached to another piece. It was completely stacked, so there was no way she could have thrown it up or passed it down her stool. And even worse, it was rubbing and bruising the wall of her intestine every time she ate or moved. As a result, they had to remove the part of the intestine that was so damaged. We were honestly speechless. We never thought that just a tennis ball, which see a lot of like any dog parks, could almost kill a dog. The surgery was successful thanks to the amazing vet team, but the recovery was a long and slow process. For the first few days, Kora could only eat a little bit of cottage cheese, and her stool came out super black from her internal injury. She also had her whole belly shaved up and we could see her big scar. And that picture is still a good reminder to never let our dogs near tennis balls or any toys that have similar structures. I think what made this so life-threatening is that tennis balls have those threads that attach outer layers to the balls. So while dogs might be able to pass down any toys that they decide to eat, those threads can just get stuck there and not come out from their body. Since that day, we have been throwing away any tennis balls that we come across at dog parks. Honestly, it is sometimes difficult because Zorro and Kora are obsessed with them and they won't let go once they get a hold. So I wish people just in general stop using tennis balls for play or fetch, at least in public places. There are definitely better alternatives like the chucky balls, like one of these that we've been using, and I also know Kong makes really durable toys. So if you watch this video, please be careful with tennis balls, and especially if your pups love chewing and eating things like ours. And if you need more reason to stop using tennis balls, we ended up having to pay $5,000 for the whole thing, including x-ray, a few nights at a hospital, the actual surgery, and aftercare. And I'm sure no one wants to go through that, you know, financial struggle, let alone the emotional pain from seeing your pup suffer like that. I really hope I didn't scare you all too much. I debated sharing this story because it is a bit TMI and scary, but this could literally happen to any dog, so I just wanted to spread awareness. Let me know in the comments if you have any similar experiences like this that we should all be aware of, or if you have any recommendations on safe dog toys that we can all use. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!